Can you tell me life cycles of React?
Okay, so basically, currently we are using the functional based approach. In the functional based lifecycle, we have the hooks that is called use effect. In the use effect, uh, so basically this is called whenever the component is mounted. So if we are not passing any dependency there, if whenever the component will mount, it will render the use effect. It will run the use effect. If we are passing empty array, it will run the single time. If we are passing some dependency in the use effect, whenever the dependency will change, the use effect will be called. But in the earlier version of the React.js, we used to have the component did mount, component will will unmount, should component update, render. These are the React lifecycle methods.
Okay. Okay. What is ES5 and ES6?
ES5 is basically a older JavaScript version. ES6 is the latest. It is also known as the ECMAScript. In the ECMAScript, we have the latest features like spreading, rest, let const, and the array method. So which makes the JavaScript easy for the developer. But the React basically use the ES6 for the development, but on the behind, the Babel is uh, transport that into the ES5. So so browser can understand the JavaScript.
Okay. So what is the VDOM and RDOM, virtual DOM and real DOM?
So what you are asking?
Yeah, VDOM and RDOM.
Okay, so virtual DOM and real DOM is basically real DOM in the JavaScript is a tree structure of the component. So if you'll go to the React, if you'll go to the developer tool of the Chrome browser, there is an element. So basically, which shows the like SQL, the body inside body, like we have div. This is known as the real DOM. But virtual DOM is something. Virtual DOM is a clone of the real DOM. Basically, React used for its is React used for the development because virtual DOM is faster than the real DOM. So like whenever we have any update in our component, so what React does, it runs a different algorithm and compares to the real DOM. If the React finds there is change in the virtual DOM, it push to the those changes to the real DOM.
Okay, can you share your? Yeah, actually, so this is you can open code sandbox.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, see, I pasted. One second. So output should be 11, 1, 2, 3, 1,
So
5, 1, 6. So you can see in chat box. Chat box.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can remove 0 and dot in the given string.
Okay, so I have to remove the zero and the dot from the given string.
Given integer array.
Okay, so output should be like this. Okay, so I think I should use the this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, what is happening? Yes. Oh, no.
Done.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. So you converted the string, then you can apply the replacer.
Yes.
Okay. So you can print in reverse order now.
You mean
Same string.
from this will come at first place, right? This
Yeah,
will,
yeah, correct, correct.
okay. Yes. No. Yes, I did that.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Not this one, actually that one. 101 data.
Sorry, what I have to do?
You have to do the this one, main one. Inputs. You have to reverse the input data.
Are you saying I have to reverse this input data?
Yeah, correct.
Also, like I can yes, I reverse that input data.
Okay. You can stop sharing. So how do you add the bootstrapping in React.js? You know Bootstrap?
That's for the designing the application, like styling the application. Are you talking about, or you are talking about npm start?
Yeah,
Or
life
yes.
cycles. Yeah, NPM start and all.
Okay, so basically we have two components in our application. First is the API component, and the second one is the UI component. In the UI component, what we do in the package.json, we have written a script for the like for the running the UI. In our current application, we use the npm run UI. So we have mentioned in the package JSON, but in the API API folders in the on the backend, we just use the npm start, and and our front end is connected with the backend using the proxy. So all the front end and back end can run on the same machine uh, separately on the separate port.
Okay, what is control component, uncontrolled component?
So control component is basically the component like we uh, suppose if we are using a third party component like semantic UI, in the control, what it denotes, we are passing some configuration here, and we are passing some props to the control component. According to the props, the component change its behavior, that is control component. But some components are doesn't change its behavior or by passing some props, so that is not control component.
Okay. So what are the types of controllers, you know?
uh, Controllers,
Yeah.
like, are you talking about the backend side controller?
Yeah, front end side. So what are the props in React?
Okay, so props is basically passing some data from the front end to, oh, sorry, parent component to the child component. So component A have some data, and we want to pass it to the B component. So we can use the props to pass the data inside the B component, that is known as the props. Also, we can pass the data from child to parent component using the callbacks. So
So can you tell me what is the React component?
that component,
Yeah.
like React component is a simple HTML, React component basically uses the uh, JSX. In the JSX, we define the divs and all the like HTML like components but on the fly React converted that into the JS file structure. Like if you want to create the div, we in the JSX we just have to write the div, but behind the scene what React JS does is it converts into the React like create component. So it converts all the HTML like into the JavaScript, simple JavaScript, so which browser can understand. So this the components. Also the components are reusable, so we don't have to like if we have a fancy button in our application and we want to use it like 10 times in our application, we can write the component single time and we can use anywhere in our application, so we don't have to write the codes again and again for the same things. So these are known as the components.
Okay. So what is the React hook?
Okay, so React hook basically introduced in the latest React uh, library, which is 16.8. In the React hook, in earlier version of React, we used to we used to take care of the life cycle method with this component did mount and all that. But uh, in the React hook, we can simply call the hooks by its name start. Its hook's name always start with a use. So, like if we want to maintain some state in the React, we can use the use state. If we want to follow the life cycle method, we can use the use effect.
So
We can.
okay, what is the React core component and what is the React state component?
Are you talking about the pure component?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Actually, okay, okay, got it, got it. So basically, pure component, like in the React early version, we used to use the should component update. So like whenever the component used to change, the method of should component used to be called in the uh, React. So we used to extend that pure component from the React dot pure component, and our normal component is extended from the only the React dot component. So we can also follow that should component in the latest React using the use effect. So we can pass the dependency there, if you have a user and if the user is being changed, the use effect method will be called. So this is the React pure component. And
Yeah, yeah. So I completed my interview. Do you have any questions?